Hi, I'm Zach Fagenson with Miami-Dade, and for this week's profile, I sat down with Jeff Peel, the director of the Miami-Dade Office of Film and Entertainment. He started at the county many years ago running its television station and later moved into the director position. One of his main focuses here in the job is to just provide good customer service. So when a producer returns to Los Angeles after shooting a film here, he can tell his colleagues that yes, the job was easy to get done in Miami. One of his long-term goals is to focus on building the entertainment industry's infrastructure, which includes things like sound stages, but also rental facilities and simple people.
It's been a roller coaster. I mean, it really has been. The state, I think, under Governor Bush first realized that incentives were the kind of name of the game. And we had a big champion in North Florida, Don Davis, who's a representative out of Jacksonville, who really took an interest in the film and entertainment industry. And, you know, we talked to them a long time, and finally the state kind of, you know, said, okay, let's try this out a little bit. And about 5 years ago, I think, put $2.5 million in a little pot and said, okay, let's see what happens with this. And we were able to get, you know, a little bit of traction, even with that small amount of money. And I think it was the very next year, you know, with that success, we were able to ramp up to $25 million. And we had a huge success that year. I mean, with $25 million to work with, we were able to get Marley and Me and the Dostana picture, the Bollywood picture that was here, and 4 or 5 other pretty high-profile projects to come in, and we got burn notice for the first season. So it was really a great year for us. And then, unfortunately, the state, you know, financial crisis hit, and we went from $25 million to $5 million overnight. And that really sent a chilling message, I think, to the people in the industry. You know, that Florida, you can't really count on Florida to be there for you on the incentive front. So we were able to, you know, we got $5 million, we were able to keep burn notice, and they got almost all that money. But that was about all that happened that year. And the next year it went to about $11 million. But, you know, we weren't really able to do too much with that. We got the Glades, I think, you know, was the incremental bump that we got out of that money. But other than that, you know, there's not really much that you can do with that small amount of money. And we had kind of scared off you know, some of our clients, thinking that Florida was going to be like this and we can't count on them, you know, long term. And a lot of other states also jumped up and said, we've got a great incentive. Georgia came online, Michigan came online with major incentives. So a lot of people just went away. I don't, you know, it's counting lost business is really difficult because, you know, if they don't call you in the first place, you don't know that they were thinking about you. But I can tell you that our numbers, what we permit, dropped by at least $100 million. So we lost, I would say, between the economy and the lack of incentives, we lost $100 million a year for a couple of years. So what happened now is that, you know, I mean, we really went back to the state with a full court press from the entire industry, from private sector, and this industry is not very politically engaged typically. So to get them to really go up to Tallahassee and to walk the halls and to make friends with local legislators all across the state was a huge effort. And we were able to sell the idea that this would be a great economic stimulus for the state, to get people working again, to get money coming back into the economy. And we believe that that's true, that it's, you know, they talk about shovel-ready all the time. This is probably the most shovel-ready industry that you can even imagine, because if I tell you today that you've got an incentive to come here, within a month or two, we're going to start seeing money flowing into the economy. You know, and you see these other incentive programs where we're building a road. Well, that's like a 5-year, you know, out kind of deal. This is a couple of months before the money starts coming in. So the state put together a $242 million package over the next 5 years, $50 million in 2010-11, which is way more money than we've ever had to work with before. It's completely subscribed on the first day that the incentive was available. It's hugely popular in Los Angeles in particular. All the studios know about it. All the studios are thinking about coming. I think there's pent-up demand because, you know, people weren't able to come here because without an incentive they can't really make the numbers work, and they can't justify it. So there's a lot of interest in coming back to Florida at this point, knowing that not only is there a big chunk of money, more than we've ever had in the current year, but that next year there's even more money on the table, and the money continues to flow 4 or 5 years into the future. So I think that, you know, we're going to see a huge amount of work coming here from that.